Okay, I was harassing somebody in our chat room. Anyway, so I was gonna mention to you guys. So I was having a conversation with one of the most, I'm not gonna tell you who he is, but he's definitely the most experienced trader that I know, who's been in the markets more than 30 years. It's a legend in the market, and I was having a conversation with him yesterday, and we were talking about traders, and what makes a successful trader, and having these. I made a mention yesterday about having these same conversations of it, like 20 years ago. We were having conversations about discipline, patience, following your rules. There's a couple key points to this conversation that I had yesterday that I want to bring up. Okay, one of them's this. A lot of traders, and I think what happens to a lot of traders in general is they don't look at as many things as possible. Like, okay, but let me take that back. They look at they think, all right, I'm going to buy the euro because, or let me take that back. I'm going to sell the euro because I want to buy the dollar because the Fed's raising rates. Great. That's your theme. So they just run out and just start shorting the euro at whatever. And what they don't realize is when you have a theme that you're trading on, like I always have some sort of theme that I'm trading on. What's the theme that I'm trading on currently? I think the Kiwi is a piece of crap and it's overvalued, and it's way too high based on the slowdown in China. So I'm just going to short Kiwi. That's my theme I'm trading on, right? Well, great. Does that make me right or wrong? Well, I don't know. I'm sure I'll be right sometimes, because the great thing about the market is it goes up and down. It goes up and down. So when you have a theme in the market, now you want to look at technicals, and you want to use your technical prowess to find an entry point based on what your idea is. The greatest thing about the markets is I can be a bear in the Kiwi, you can be a bull in the Kiwi, and we can both make money as long as we're timing correctly based off the technical picture that we're seeing. All right? Like, here, let's go to the Kiwi really quick. Look, the Kiwi's been trending higher for the last, what is this, year? For the last year, this Kiwi's been trending higher. But you know me, every time it gets to a new high, I fade it. Gets to a new high, I fade it. I just faded it last night. Last night I shorted the Kiwi at 74.01. I closed it out this morning at 73.60. Did I make money? I did make money. I made 40 pips overnight, shorting the Kiwi last night in Asia. I covered it this morning. I literally sold it last night in Asia at 74.01, like right here, and I covered it this morning right there, just before I came on the morning edge, like a half an hour ago. Would it probably have been easier for me to make money on the long side? Yes. Yeah. But it's a great thing. Greatest thing about the market is you can trade it in both directions. Then you might have somebody else on the flip side of that coin saying, "Hey, I'm bullish at Kiwi because of the recovery, stocks are going higher, carry trade, blah blah blah," and then they're like buying it on dips. I'm selling it on rallies. They're buying it on dips. Look, we can both be right. We can both make money. But the thing is you have to have an idea that you're trading on, and then from there you use your technical abilities, hopefully you have some, to time an entry. Now, when you're using charts and you're trying to time an entry, you want to use several different. I use a multitude of indicators when I'm trading. You guys know that, right? I use an RSI, which you see down here. I sometimes will have a moving average. You know, some of my charts do have moving averages. Sometimes I have a moving average. Sometimes I have, you know, I'm always using a fib, and I'm always using trend lines. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to match up all those things to meet the requirements for me to take a trade. The more I have jiving, or the more I have an agreement, the more probabilities I have put in my favor for that themed trade to make money. Does it guarantee me to make money? No. But if I'm putting all the probabilities in my favor, then it's going to make my life a little bit easier, right? That was one part of the conversation. You know what the other part of the conversation was? The other part of the conversation, which I thought was a really great conversation, was this. Don't trade somebody else's ideas. Because it's their idea. It's not your idea. It's their idea. Like, for example, if I'm looking at the euro dollar and I go, which I should be actually, I should be selling the euro here in a moment. But anyway, if I go, hey, I'm going to short the euro. I'm short the euro. And you go, well, I'm going to short the euro too. Well, that's great. Do you know why you're shorting the euro? Other than, I'm shorting the euro because Blake's shorting the euro? No. You're just shorting the euro because Blake's shorting the euro. You don't know what my risk parameters are in that trade. You don't know what I'm thinking. You don't know why I said I'm shorting the euro right now because I'm going to keep stops above those highs. I'm targeting 111. You don't know if I said, you know, I'm shorting the euro here because I'm going to target new lows on the day. And as soon as it hits new lows, I'm going to cover up because I think this, you know, it's divergent based on what gold's doing. You don't know if I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to short the euro right now because I think that the news out of the eurozone coming out in the next 2 hours is going to be bearish, and therefore I'm going to take a pop shot at right now because it's moved up 30 pips in a very tight trading range, and I think it's at the upper end of its trading range intraday. You don't know what I'm thinking. So for you to blindly trade the euro dollar short because I'm trading the euro dollar short doesn't make a lot of sense because you don't know what my approach is. You don't know what I'm thinking. And you guys hear me say this all the time that, look, I try to tell you my trades. Sometimes I get into trades, you know, obviously I pride myself, because I always tell you guys this, I pride myself on saying, hey, you know what, later on today, if the euro gets up to, if the euro gets up to 113.26, I'm going to short it today if we can get up there. And more times than not, especially if I'm in front of the computer and we get up there, I'm going to do it. And then, you know, when I see you at the Lunch Money webinar, or I see you the next day, I'll say, hey, did you guys short the euro 113.26? Because when it got up there yesterday, I shorted it. You guys remember me talking about that? I pride myself on that. I try to tell you guys what I'm going to do before I do it. But look, there's a lot of times that I'm around that, you know, you're not in front of the computer. You're not on. I only spend 3.5 hours a day with you guys. I can't babysit you all day. I can't, like, I'm not going to tell you everything to do. I'm here to help guide you through the markets for free. Okay? But you don't know what I'm thinking when I bought the Euro New Zealand last night. And there are going to be trades that I take, like the Euro New Zealand last night, that no one was around and it was late last night, and I said, you know what? I like the risk reward here. But if I take a trade like that and I go, hey, you know, I bought the Euro New Zealand, you're going to go, oh, I got to get in the Euro New Zealand also. No, that's not the right answer. The right answer is, hey, you know, I was looking at the Euro New Zealand. I like the risk here. I like the reward. I was already looking at it. Oh, Blake's long the Euro New Zealand. Hey, that gives me confidence to start looking at it to get long again. You know what I mean? Juanita, how much did this webinar cost you? Eh? Do tell. How much does this webinar cost you? Yeah, but this webinar is a free webinar. You don't have to be a customer of anything to attend this webinar. You are a Wise Trade customer. Yes, you are. But this webinar is free to anybody. To anybody. You understand? So, oh, really? I am shocked. Yeah, it's free to anybody. So there you go. All right. Now, let me say this again. The conversation I had was really powerful for you to understand that you should have your own ideas. I am a guide, and so is anybody else that is out here. Or you read bank research, or you follow on Twitter. That don't mimic what people are doing. Like, ooh, so and so is getting short the Aussie. I got to get short the Aussie. Don't do that. You don't know what they're thinking. If you were looking to short the Aussie and you had your eye on it and you're like, okay, I could see the risk here and I could see the reward and it looks great, and then you go, ooh, so and so is shorting the Aussie, that should just give you confidence that, hey, some people that you respect are thinking the same thing you are, which should make you feel good. But don't just trade it based on their idea, because it's not your idea. It's their idea. You don't know what their approach is. You don't know if they're scalping it. You don't know if they're long-term trading it. You don't know what the risk management is. You don't know anything about their approach. So make it your own is the point I'm trying to make. Make it your own. And also have a theme about what you're doing every day. I am buying the dollar. Why? I'm buying the dollar because I think the Fed's going to raise rates in September. No one thinks they're going to raise rates, but I'm buying the dollar because I want to get myself positioned a week and a half, 2 weeks in advance to get long. Fantastic. Now go find a place to buy it based on the technicals based on the theme that you're trading. Okay? Those are some really key talking points that I had yesterday with, again, one of the most experienced traders and one of the most legendary traders I know. And I hope you appreciate that I told you all that. All right, guys, I'll be back in a few minutes. When I come back, we're going to start our morning analysis. Don't go anywhere. Thanks for being here.